Many clients that I work with that are moving to Connecticut from New York City are looking at Bridgeport. There are many reasons why they love Bridgeport, and I'm going to tell you why. Hi, I'm Stacy Olson with the Valentini team at William Ravis Real Estate, and on my channel, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about living on the Connecticut coast. Bridgeport is Connecticut's largest city with a population of approximately 148,000 people. It's in Fairfield County and it sits right on the southern shores of Connecticut, right on Long Island Sound. It's bordered to the north by Trumbull, to the west by Fairfield, and to the east by Stratford. Bridgeport was a thriving metropolis in Connecticut from the early to mid-1900s. But then it started to have somewhat of a decline in the 1970s. But in the last 15 years, they've really done a lot to clean up the city, bring in new businesses, and really breathe new life into Bridgeport. Bridgeport, once again, is becoming a destination for many folks. As you drive around Bridgeport, you're really going to notice that housing runs the gamut. They have everything from apartment complexes, to condos, to multifamily homes, to single-family homes. And I'd say the further north you go in the city, the more likely you're going to see homes that have a little bit more property as well. At the end of October 2022, the median home price in Bridgeport was approximately $305,000. Taxes can be a little high in the city, but they fluctuate depending on where you live in Bridgeport. So currently, for example, homes that are in the $300,000 to $400,000 range have an annual property tax of approximately $5,500 to $8,000 a year. That being said, many people move here for affordability. That's one of the top reasons. You might think, affordable with a median house price over $300,000 and those taxes? Yes. Bridgeport is located in Fairfield County, which is the richest county in the country. With other towns like Greenwich, you really cannot touch a home there for under, let's say, $800,000 to $1 million. So yes, in comparison, Bridgeport is extremely affordable. New York taxes are even higher than Connecticut taxes, and homes are even more expensive. Another huge selling point for Bridgeport is accessibility. Bridgeport is only 60 miles from New York City, and actually only 40 from the Bronx. So if you work more on the eastern side of the city, it's really not far at all. I-95 runs right through Bridgeport. And there are many accessible points. There's probably 5 or 6 exits just in Bridgeport alone. Another great option is Metro North. There's a large train station that can accommodate many travelers. This transportation station is huge. And they've really started to build up the area around the train to make it an option for not only Bridgeport residents, but for other people that are coming into town for other events. And it's located quite centrally to some of the great entertaining venues that Bridgeport has. And I'll get to those later. And one other surprise, Bridgeport has a ferry. This ferry travels back and forth to Port Jefferson, Long Island, all year round. You can either walk on or you can drive on with your car. I've taken the ferry to Port Jeff several times in my life, and it's always fun. You hop on the ferry, it takes about an hour, you get right off, and you're literally right there in Port Jeff. And it's really cute. They have all sorts of shops and restaurants, so it's definitely worth a day trip out there. Another thing that draws people to Bridgeport is that it has tons of entertainment and shopping. One huge draw has been the Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater that they opened just last year. Wow, what a venue. This open air concert space is amazing. I just went there about 2 months ago for my first concert, and it was so great. There literally is not one bad seat in the house because the place isn't that big. I think it holds maybe like 5,000 people. So if you ever have a chance to see something there, I'm going to say go because you will not be disappointed. And like literally right next door is another great venue. It's the Total Mortgage Arena. Again, another smaller size venue. And again, not a bad seat in the house. I've been going here for years. We used to go see Monster Jam there when my son was young, and now we go see wrestling events there. I know that the Bridgeport Islanders hockey team also plays there, as well as Sacred Heart University's basketball team. So there's always something going on there. So be sure to check out their website to see what's coming soon. As for shopping, one huge draw is Bass Pro Shops. This is right near the train station, and they really have completely revitalized this area by building it here. This place is huge. You can spend an entire day there with shopping. They have a restaurant, they have a bowling alley, and it's fun for all ages. And you know what? Like, you can just walk around and look at all the cool exhibits and all the displays they have. Just a fun place to visit. Another great addition to Bridgeport in the last couple of years is Monger's Market. This place is like an upscale antique / flea market. Prices range here though. You could spend a couple dollars to a couple $1,000s. But it's so much fun to go in and check it out and see what all the vendors have to offer. Because, you know, they're all different. Some of them are more antique-y, some are country, some are very industrial. And again, they're all housed in this massive warehouse. But it's only open on Sundays. So be prepared because there's limited parking and lots of crowds. Another great thing about Bridgeport is there's plenty of parks and recreational opportunities there as well. One of the more well-known parks is Seaside Park. This is a 325-acre park. It is huge. Not only do they have great walking right along the beach, they have beautiful beaches, they have sports fields, and they host events throughout the year. They recently had Sound on the Sound there this past fall. There were tons of bands over several days, so really it was like a weekend music festival. Seaside Park also hosts the 4th of July fireworks every year, and I've been there before too, and they're always spectacular. Another beautiful beach is St. Mary's by the Sea, which is located in Black Rock section of Bridgeport. I remember going there with my father when I was young, and we would go fishing, and it was really his favorite spot to go. St. Mary's also has a paved walking path right along the water, just like Seaside Park. There's plenty of benches around, so if you want to just sit down and soak in the views, you can do that there. One last great recreational thing to do is Beardsley Zoo. This is the only zoo in the state of Connecticut, and it's been open for 100 years. That's right, this year in 2022, it's been open for 100 years. And I've been there before when my son was young, and it's a really nice zoo. It's easy to walk, so it's not so huge that you're just exhausted after a couple hours. You can probably do the whole thing in 2 to 3 hours. They have many great exhibits, and they offer things like, birthday parties and even weddings there. Right now, they're actually running a glow lantern festival through the end of November, and I've heard great things about it. Someone I know just went recently. And honestly, they have programs like this throughout the year, so be sure to check out their website to see what's coming up next. Restaurants are another reason why people love Bridgeport. There are so many great places to eat there. So for this video, unfortunately, I'm only going to name a few noteworthy ones. But honestly, if you go out on a website and just look up some Bridgeport restaurants, there are so many to choose from. First, I'm going to talk about Ralph and Rich's. This place has been a staple since 1990 and is still always rated one of the best Italian restaurants in the state of Connecticut. They're known for fresh ingredients, moderate prices, and great service. They have all of your Italian favorites like lasagna and broccoli and cavatelli, but they also have zuppa di pesce, veal or chicken marsala, or veal or chicken parmesan. I mean, you name it, they have it. There are so many great Italian options, you will not be disappointed. Another one I want to mention is Bridgeport Brewing Company. This is located really close to the Total Mortgage Arena and the amphitheater. So you could eat there and literally walk to these venues. We went there for the first time about 5 years ago and we loved it. This place is huge. They have indoor and outdoor seating, and again, it's very industrial inside and really cool. They brew their own beer, and you can see it all around you when you're in there. They usually have about 10 to 12 of their own beers on tap, as well as like 10 to 15 other guest beers. And their menu is limited to just pizza or salad. But you know what? Who doesn't love pizza? They're more like a personal size pizza, and they have thin crust, which honestly is my favorite kind of pizza. And you can customize it based on your diet. They have regular crust, gluten-free, cauliflower. but really it's a great place and a fun atmosphere to be in. So if you're moving from New York City to Connecticut, but you're not quite sure where to live, check out this video where I talk about all the things you need to worry about when you move from New York to Connecticut. And if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and until next week, have a great day.